welcome to the Triad RAC's WebEOC video series. In this next video, we are going to discuss the use of the Significant Events Board and the difference between Significant Events and Significant Events Regional. Notice, from our previous series, we've been in the Liaison Officer's position. I've moved our position to the Planning Section Chief, who has additional functionality in each of the Triad RAC WebEOC systems. To access Significant Events, we'll click on the Significant Events Board. From here, you can see the significant events that have been placed by other users. You'll notice from the previous video that we have the message entered in by this liaison officer about the protesters have taken a hostage. This is in significant events that all users within your hospital see through the significant events. We have a few options inside of the significant events board. The first one is how it is displayed. You'll notice there's an index button in the top right hand corner. If I click on the index button, it will take me to a list of views that I can select depending on what type of system I'm displaying this on. The standard display is what is automatically displayed for everybody. You can add in RSS feeds, which are news feeds. You can add audio so that when a new message comes in, it will make a noise on your computer. But some of the most important ones are a scrolling display. And if you click on the scrolling display, this is a good version of the board so that you can place this in the front of a command center, on a projector, or any other way that people would see on a regular basis. It will automatically scroll through all of the records, or at least the last 25 records in significant events, and it again will update automatically as new records are placed into the system. Again, to change back, you can hit the index button, and then you can also choose larger displays that we have set up specifically for projectors and for other types of monitors. Again, you have the ability to display significant events how you would like to, depending on the type of computer that you are using. But back to significant events. All significant events from users inside your hospital are automatically posted into Significant Events Board. However, there may be times when the Planning Section Chief identifies that a record really should not be shared with all users within inside the system. Therefore, the Planning Section Chief has what we call controller functionality. That user, when they click on the Edit button, you'll notice has a handful of extra buttons that they can add in here. They can remove that record from significant events, but they can also add additional sections for that to be shared with. So maybe that record should not have been shared with all significant events, or with all users, but maybe just it should have been shared with the operations section. Therefore, you could remove it from the significant events and you can add it back to the operations. The other option that this user has is the ability to share this significant event with the region. You are part of the Triad RAC region, and therefore any of the records that you add into WebEOC are saved only to your hospital system. However, you have the ability to share that record with the region. So as the Planning Section Chief looks at this record and says, you know, we really need to share this with all of our regional partners, we can click on this button, adding it to Regional Significant Events, and hit the Save button. Notice one of the things is that we did not add any additional information into details, and it always requests that you do that. So I'm going to mention that we're adding this to the significant events to the region. When I click on the Save button, you'll notice it adds that information onto here as well. And then if you also look at your control panel, you can see that Significant Events Regional has now turned red. If I open up that board and maximize it, you'll notice that the only difference here is the title that says Regional Significant Events, and it will show only the regional significant events. Again, you have the option to change the view that you're looking at to have it scroll, large text, or the other options that we discussed earlier. That concludes this video on how to use the Significant Events Board in the Triad RAC's WebEOC system. We encourage you to view our other training videos on how to use the system, and we appreciate you watching. Thanks, and see you next time.